Welcome back everybody to another rebuild, and today we're going to Italy and we're going to Palermo. Palermo, after being hit with a lot of financial regulations, were banished from the pro football in 2019 before coming back into Tier 4 after being purchased by the City Football Group in 2022, where they are currently in Serie B, lying in 5th position currently and looking good for a promotion spot back to Serie A. They were originally founded in 1900s. Media prediction 4th in Serie B with 4 Serie B titles actually. There is a transfer budget of £2.5 million, which is quite decent. The favoured formation, instead of 2 DMs, it's 1 with 2 midfielders. And the board would like us to sign high reputation players. That's going to be quite difficult with the money that they've given us. Sign young players to develop for profit, sign players to sell for profit, increase commercial revenue, grow the club's reputation and work within the budget, finish in the Serie B's top 4 places, be competitive in the Italian Cup. And next season, they want us to get automatic promotion to Serie A and then remain in there, which will be a task and a half. So checking on the finances, first of all, £4 million in the bank, £2.5 million budget, 100% transfer revenue, which is nice. They're the top end of the wage budget as well. No debts, so they're all clear. So that's even better news for us. Staffing wise, that's not bad. But then again, this is against all the staff in Serie B. So you would expect us to be a little bit better than that, I guess. But, we'll take that. So let's have a quick look at the squad then. More notably, let's have a look at the age of the players. So they've only got 5 players over the age of 30 and above, which isn't too bad at all. Maybe it might be worth cashing in on them, but it's not going to be an awful lot. So maybe we get them to help us into the Serie A. Maybe offload them then, possibly. We have a look at the better ability players. We've got Liam Henderson, who is currently on loan to us, midfielder. Can play cam as well, which is nice. Looks pretty decent. 27 years old. Jacopo Sigri, 26-year-old. He can play DM as well, but more mainly midfielder. Cicerone, defender. He looks decent. 27 years old as well. That's nice. Insigne, 29-year-old right winger, cam player, left winger. That is going to be very, very handy to have up top. But he is 29 years old. Maybe we can get a few seasons out of him. Brunori, striker. An out-and-out striker, actually. 28 years old, definitely a few seasons with us. And he's not done too bad over the past couple of seasons, actually. We've also got a decent goalkeeper, 30 years old. Again, we get a couple of seasons out of him. He's here till 2026 at least anyway. We've got Francesco, 29-year-old, right wing, left wing, forward. Again, another player that's handy. We have got a quite decent front 3. Or even 4 if we have a cam player in there as well. Unfortunately, they are aging a little bit. Another defender, 35-year-old Lucioni. Looks pretty decent. And you know what? He's relatively quick. If we check out some of the high potential players as well. We've got Gomez, 22-year-old DM. Can play midfield. Somebody that we could possibly build around maybe. We've got 20-year-old goalkeeper as well. Desplanches. I mean, got high potential. Could he displace our older goalkeeper? I don't know. Lund, left back, some good potential. Liam Henderson, 27 years old. Looks pretty decent though, to be fair. Mamadou Koulibaly, again, quite decent, 24 years old. I think he's on loan to us as well, actually. And there's quite a few other players that have got high potential still, but they are the older players with a high ability as well. Right, okay, I think we're going to have to look at a formation. Maybe the preferred one, the 4-3-3-1 DM. I think possibly, or do we go narrow? We'll see what we've got, see how many players we've got in the positions that we want to play. We'll definitely be going with a DM this season, and if our players can perform and if we can manage to do anything in the transfer market, even better. Right, we've very limited options really. After contracts have been sorted out, we didn't have that much left, but we do manage to bring in Andrea Pepetti for £500,000 from Brescia, one of our rivals in Serie B, and by doing that we may just weaken them, I hope. But he looks pretty decent, heading's pretty good, he's got a good determination, physicals look really nice as well. And he's got good teamwork and positioning, and for a centre-back with a lot of potential, I think he's just the sort of player we need. So we are going to be going with the 4-3-3 DM formation. Gomez, the youngster, I think he's 23 years old. He looks pretty decent in that position, doesn't he? And we've got Papetti, who we've just brought in. If we go through our best 11, they do switch around. Might just switch around anyway, though. But apart from that, the side looks very evenly balanced. And needless to say, we've had a pretty good start to the season. Friendlies were okay. And we go through to the next round of the Italian Cup after beating Salento 2-0. Bari we beat 4-1 in the first game of our Serie B season. Then we beat Pisa, Spezia and Lecco as well, all without conceding a goal, which is fantastic. So 1 goal conceded so far. And because of them 4 wins, it puts us top of the table, 4 for 4, ahead of Parma and Venezia as well, which I'm assuming they are going to be one of the favourites. We have been drawn against Reggiana in the next round of the Italian Cup as well. And we are 8-11 behind Parma as favourites to win the title. And have we got any of our players in here? And we've got Lund, Henderson, Segre, Insigne and Bruani. But let's get into our first season and see if we can get promotion to the Serie A in our first attempt. Needless to say, after our very good start, 4 from 4, we go on and win the league. And in fact, we win it emphatically, 13 points ahead of favourites Parma, who also go up automatically. But at Reggiana, I think they may have gone through a playoff, I'm guessing. But either way, we smash the league with even 3 draws in the last 5 games. I mean, that's just crazy. But to lose 4 games, I'm disappointed with. But to Sampdoria 2-1, to Nana twice, in fact, and Cittadella. I mean, where did they finish, really? Oh, Cittadella were 3rd, actually. Okay, fair enough. And Terranana, right down here. Wow. Disappointing to lose that far down. Though we lose to Sampdoria, who still are stuck in Serie B. But we're not. 90 goals scored, which is 30 goals more than our closest rivals. And 28 only conceded in 38. That's fantastic. Although what is a little bit disappointing is we've not dominated the player stats, really. Brunari, top goal scorer with 33 goals in the league this season, which is phenomenal. Henderson, second best player in the league. Lund, second most assists. Our goalkeeper, 15 clean sheets, which is the most, which is pretty good. And we also get 2 players with the most man of the matches. So I'm guessing it's not too bad, but I would have expected a lot more here, though, I must admit. So if we filter down our scores then, so after a very good start, we carried it on and lose our first game at the end of September. Then we go on another winning spree, which is pretty decent. I mean, the first half of the season, there's hardly any draws. It's a few losses. I mean, 2 losses right up until February. Nothing severely big, though, to be honest. Do we beat Sampdoria up here? We beat them 3-1 at home, which is pretty good. And then I don't know what happened towards the end of the season. Last year, did they just slack off? Did we lose players? I don't know, but we gave away a lot of points. 2 more losses, although we do finish on a high. The Italian Cup, we get as far as the 3rd round, being smashed by Napoli in the end, 4-0. So if that's something to go by going into the Serie A next season, we could be in trouble. 35 goals and 2 assists and 38 for Brunori. That's not bad at all for the 29-year-old. That's fantastic. I'm sure we're going to hang on to him going into the next season. Francesco as well. 10 assists, 13 goals, 10 and 6 for Segre as well. I mean, they'll be with us for a bit longer, I'm guessing. Unless we find somebody younger and better, maybe. But 9 and 8 for Insigne. Henderson, 7 and 12, which is pretty good. He's valued at 1.7, so maybe we might be able to steal him, because he will be quite a good player to have. Claudio Gomez, who we locked in as DM, the 23-year-old, 4 and 2, not bad from that position. 3 and 12 for Lund also. Papetti, how did he do? 2 goals. 2 goals for Ceccaroni as well, with an assist. And a goalkeeper in total, 30 goals conceded and 37. That's not bad at all. And 2 players that didn't get any game time, which I'm not surprised, though, to be perfectly honest. But other than that, everybody at least got a game of sort. More importantly, we're in Serie A now. So what is our money looking like for spending? I'm hoping they are going to give us some money. Because if not, we're in trouble. I'm hoping there's going to be some money in here. There's no debt. Sponsorship, we might get a couple of million out when it comes in. We could be in trouble here. So despite being promoted to Serie A and no money to spend, we still managed to make a few signings. All them signings are free. And our first signing is Michal Sedilek, Czech player, centre midfield. He can play in DM and on the left hand side, which is going to be pretty handy as well, but mainly for the midfield role. He looks really, really solid. And I think at 25 years old, he'll be with us for quite a while as well. Not bad few seasons with FC20 in the Netherlands. But apart from that, he's not really been anywhere else, actually, to be perfectly honest. He's played with PSV as well. So that's going to help us a little bit. A bit of experience with the top team. Got good work rate, great teamwork. Got good technique as well. And he can pass the ball, which is going to be useful. Our next free signing was a forward. I wanted to bring in a youngster, 21-year-old Mika Bireth. I think we're going to lock him in to the top position. Brunari can play there as well, and a few of the other players, but I want to see how he does, because again, he's got great potential. He's looking pretty good as well. He was from Arsenal as well, actually, but for a freebie, we'll take it. And finally, what I find this young lad is 22-year-old Daniel Maldini. With a name like Maldini, how can you not sign the player? Now, we're not playing cam roles as yet. That might change in the next coming seasons, but we're going to stay with the same formation, and he's going to be playing on the left-hand side, despite the fact he can play right and he can play up front as well. So, but I think we've got him locked in for the left-hand side. So, like I say, we are staying with the same formation. Maldini's locked in, Bireth is locked in as well. Gomez also, and Pida. Peter's our defender, 22-year-old. I think we got him last season. He looks phenomenal, but he doesn't feature in the first team, I don't think, if we pick it. So if we do go ahead and do that, it doesn't feature in there. I don't get it. So, yeah, that's why we've locked him in as well. Also, Duplanches, we've locked him in as well. He's got good potential from what I remember. For 21 years old. If it doesn't work out and we survive, we look for somebody else. We have got some older players we're trying to offload at the same time. Just nobody was biting. And I just don't think anybody has any belief in what we can do this season. I think everybody's expecting us to go straight back down. But the results say otherwise. We won our first competitive game in the Italian Cup first round against Vicenza 3-0. Really happy with that. Maldini scoring the first goal. Then we played Hellas Verona 1-0. Brunori scored that one on the penalty. Bologna we drew. Insigne with that one, and a 0-0 with Brianza. Granted, we haven't played any of the tougher teams yet. That's starting in the next couple of months, so we'll see how we go there. But at the moment, we're unbeaten and we're lying in 8th position, which is pretty good. So hopefully next season we can pick up the pace. If we survive, start pushing forward a little bit more, and Maldini can go into his respectful position. And for context, we're 600 to 1 favourites to win the league, lying in 19th position, one of the favourites to go back down, together with Reggiana and Parma, all three newly promoted teams. So let's go ahead and simulate our second season, and let's put these rumours in the bin, because I think we can survive. Well, we survived our first season, and we survive it quite comfortably, actually. 17 points above the relegation zones. Parma goes straight back down. Hellas Verona and Reggiana go straight down as well. I think that's a very successful season. I'm still not sure about the formation, but it seems to have worked. So maybe we hang on to it, try and get better players for them positions maybe. -1 goal difference, pretty good. 55 scored, 56 conceded. It's not too bad. Could have been a whole lot worse. AC Milan win it comfortably from Atalanta, Napoli. Inter, Juventus finished in 7th position. I was looking for somebody like Juventus. Lazio in 8th. But yeah, I think we've done reasonably well. Needless to say, we didn't appear in the top 3 for anything apart from yellow cards. Gomez, well done. We were unbeaten till we hit September, and then it's just fallen apart. And massive 5-0 win over Sassuolo there. 2-1 over Torino. We did expectedly lose to Lazio, Inter, Atalanta as well, Roma, but we did beat Reggiana, and we beat AC Milan at home. Oh my god. Bereth and Sega goals as well. Fantastic. Oh, that's brilliant. That's a great scalp. We lost to Juventus, and then we drew Parma, beat Udinese, which is a really good result, and Cagliari. Bologna we lose, a couple of more good wins, and then we kind of hit a sticky patch from February onwards. Just 4 wins in the last 4 months, including a 4-1 victory in the last game of the season. Parma we lost to at home, which I did not want to see. Juventus, AC Milan, Roma we beat, Reggiano. I mean, games that we can definitely improve on. Italian Cup, we only got as far as the second round, losing to Cagliari 2-1 away from home, despite taking the lead after 6 minutes. I'm disappointed we didn't get any further than that. I really am. I think it was more a case of concentrating of staying in the division. Squad-wise, Biref, then our 22-year-old striker, 16 goals. I'm hoping that'll improve over the next couple of seasons unless we get somebody in a lot better. Insigne as well, 9-9, not too bad. 6-1 for Brunori. Our other striker is 30 years old now though. Got 6 goals in 4 starts. Probably not happy that we kept him off the bench. But maybe we let them sort it out between themselves next season. We'll try and improve elsewhere. Maldini, 5-3. Maybe not his best position. We'll try and move him into the central role, just off the wing. Sadilek, our new signing, 4-4, not too bad as well for the 26-year-old. Lund, not too bad either, 4-6 for our left or right back. Segra, not too bad at all, 3-5. Peter got 2 goals for Gomez as well with 3 assists, and a goalkeeper. He did concede 57 in 39, but that's not too bad. He's only 22 years old, still potential again. Whether or not we hang on to him if anybody better comes along. But other than that, it's not a bad season. There's quite a few players that didn't get any game time. Wow, we've been given £9 million despite the fact we've only got 5 in the bank. We'll have to sort some contracts out for sure, but hopefully that would help us immensely looking at a couple of more players. So in this window we managed to offload a couple of players. A lot of players have gone out on a free. The contracts have ran out. Soleri, he's gone to Bari for up to £93,000. Jeremy Bro has gone to Sutton Real. He's out on loan. Graves has gone out on loan as well. And Mancuso has gone to Birmingham for £400,000. He was one of our forwards. Our goalkeeper, who's now in his 30s, FCSB, £150,000. And Stulak as well. I think he was midfield. Has gone to Stoke for £750,000. And then one of the youngsters gone to Cremonese for up to £350,000. However, we did spend some money though, £1.7 million on an attacking midfielder, Renier, from Real Madrid B team. They had him on sale, so we decided to go and pick him up. He's worth up to £6 million now, which is fantastic. So we're getting a good return on him already. He's scored 3 goals in 4 games in total, and he just looks the part. I'm expecting them stats to go up. He's got great technique, got good passing as well, first touch, dribbling, just what you need from a 23-year-old attacking midfielder. He had a very good season with the Real Madrid B team last season. 8 goals, 6 assists, 5 player of the match awards, 7.18. We also bring in Filippo Ronachia from Juventus for £1.1 million. He's going to sit in midfield or be part of the midfield. Again, stats-wise looks really nice. 24 years old. He can come and do a job for us. Gomez is going to sit behind him. Sedlik's going to play alongside him. He's really in to replace Segra in this midfield role. From Albacete, I think it is, the second division, we pick up a goalkeeper, £1.8 million. Very much looks the part. Doubling our money on him already. He's played some games. He's our number 1 goalkeeper at the minute, only conceding 3 goals so far with 2 clean sheets, so I'm relatively happy. As you can see, he's by far our best goalkeeper. And then we pick up Tachi Fuki on a free transfer. Again, another midfielder, very bright future ahead of him, except he's a non-EU player. I made a blobby on this one. We can sign him next season, I think. If not, then we'll have to offload him. I'm not sure what the rulings are, why we could not sign him in this window, but they say that we can sign him next window. So I'm not sure if we're only allowed a limit each season. I don't know. But he looks really bright, very high potential. And we just can't play him this season. It's really annoying. He's not gone out on loan yet, but hopefully he may do during the season. We're changing tactics this season. We are going for the 4-3-3 narrow attack. I don't know. I don't know what sort of formation it is. We did want to bring Maldini into the centre more. He's going to play alongside Ranieri as well. So the two youngsters are playing in behind the forward. Not sure who the forward is going to be as yet. I'm guessing it's going to be Brunori over Beref, but we'll see what happens. And Insigne is going to be pushed out a little bit. He is into his 30s now, so we're looking for replacements now, and that's where Ranieri comes in. Papetti, we've locked him in. He doesn't feature otherwise. And apart from that, nothing else really changes. A couple of position swaps, a ball-winning midfielder, box-to-box, and an anchor. So far, so good. Fingers crossed, results have gone our way. We win our first round game in the Italian Cup, 2-0 against Bari. We draw 1-1 with AC Milan away from home, which is a really good result. We beat Fiorentina at home, which is even better, and Cremonese we win 4-2. And we've drawn Brianza in the next round of the Italian Cup. Current line in second position. Long may that hold, but we'll see what happens when we play against the bigger teams. And for some reason, we've gone backwards in the media prediction. Wow, that was not expected. That's 700 to 1. Interesting. Right, let's go and upset these odds for sure and see ourselves climb into the top 10. Fingers crossed. Who were the media kidding right at the beginning of the season, expecting us to go straight back down? How rude. We finished in 8th position, would you believe? 60 points. We only lost 10 games as well. The best outside the top 7. In fact, we were better than Lazio as well, to be fair. 5 points off them in the end and the European spot, which is really good. Juventus finished below us, although they could jump into the Europa League. I'm guessing they've won some sort of competition. But Inter win the league convincingly by 16 points. And we're not that far off the other teams. We're ahead of Udinese as well. Wow. But that is a very impressive season. Granted, we didn't score many goals, but we didn't concede many either. Once again, we're struggling to find anybody in the top 3, apart from our goalkeeper. What a buy he's turned out to be. 20 clean sheets, leading clean sheet taker in the division. He looks pretty good, doesn't he? 26 years old. Fantastic. So paving our way for this miraculous result then in the league, we do have a lot of draws. October, November, despite only taking 2 defeats into an Udinese, but we draw with the likes of Napoli, Sassuolo as well. We did beat Lazio right at the beginning as well. That's fantastic. But just them 2 losses as we go unbeaten up until January. And then, wow, January was just a bad month altogether. Juventus, Fiorentina, AC Milan, Lazio. Although we do beat Cremonese 4-0. Then 3 wins on the bounce in February. Fantastic. And including the 3-2 victory over Inter. Away from home as well. That's phenomenal. The following month, we lost to Salernitana. Beat Napoli, Cagliari and Brianza. And then we just kind of stumble over the line towards the end of the season with a 1-0 last game victory over Juventus. I say that's a pretty successful season. The Italian Cup, we get as far as the 3rd round, losing to Atalanta, just scraping by. The 2nd round against Brianza 3-2. We lose 1-0 in the end after 5 minutes. Disappointing, we couldn't get back into the game, but again, only a 1-0 loss. But I would like to go a little bit further in this competition at some point. So goals and Ranieri, wow, 16 goals from and 6 assists from 41. That's not bad from the cam position. Maldini gets 7 and 6. He's not progressing as well as I'd hoped, but he has been injured. 11 goals for Brunori. Not as good as our youngster last season. And did he get any goals? Bereth? No, he didn't play many games at all, did he? We'll have to do something about that. Or it might be a case of he's still got potential in him. So we may have to offload Brunori just so we can get some game time. But he is 31 years old. If we can get some money for him, great. But we're going to have to start playing some of these youngsters. Otherwise, they're not going to develop as much as we'd hope. And hopefully, we're going to have Fuki this season, because he looks pretty good. Going into next season then, just the £5 million to play with. Contracts to sort out. May not be much change out of that, but we'll see what we can do. We have been pretty busy in this window offloading some of the older players, and if we have a look at our list here and go by the ones that we've sold, Kekaroni, he's gone. to Villarreal for £4 million. The defender, he was stopping Papetti getting into the team. We had to let him go. He's 31 years old now, but £4 million, and we'll take it. Brunori has gone to Torino for £2.1 million. Insigne has gone to Spezia for 2. We get rid of Vasic. Graves has gone out on loan. No, he hasn't. He's gone to Luzern for 120,000 actually, and a couple of others going out on loan. And with that money from Udinese, we bring in Festi Iboselli, right back, bags of potential, and looks pretty quick as well. Acceleration and pace, fantastic. Got time to grow, 24 years old, and I think he'll be a very, very good replacement for Alès as well. Next up from Mainz is £5 million is Paul Nobel. He comes in as a cam player. Maldini's not progressing as much as I would have liked. I expect him to do a lot better in the couple of seasons he's had already, but he's not really motoring as well. But he has the opportunity, if he comes into the side, to let everybody know that he's still there. But Nobel, he looks pretty stacked as well. Great flair. He's got good natural fitness, agility as well. He's reasonably quick, and stamina wise, meaning he's not going to tire very, very easily. And finally, we bring in from Real Madrid B team, I think it was, Giuliani Simeone. Again, how can you not sign a player called Simeone? He comes in as a forward. He's going to challenge Bereth as well up for that position. I don't think these are going to be our end game strikers, but we'll see what happens. His finishing isn't too bad. He's reasonably quick, and he's pretty brave, and his work rate is a second to none. So between the two of them, we might even have two up front eventually. We don't know going into the final season, but we'll see. So we're sticking with the same formation. We've changed a few things around. Fuku is coming in now. We've stuck him. He can play DM actually, to be honest. But we've played him as a DLP in midfield to see how he gets on. Got good potential. The player that we couldn't sign last season because of the non-EU rules. So he's in here this season. And we've also locked in Abasele as well. Once again, we've had a pretty good pre-season, and the season started pretty well as well. Cremonese, we thrashed 4-1. Then we go and beat Empoli 1-0 at home, and then thrashed Genoa 3-0. Can't say fairer than that, and I'm really reasonably happy. Now, I'm assuming we enter the third round because we finished in the top 10. I don't know. If anybody knows, please let me know down in the comments, please. To say the least, we are in the top 6. We're third, level on points with Reggiana, Inter, and Atalanta. That's amazing. We're ahead of all these other top teams as well. And the preview has us off the bottom into 15th spot, 250 to 1 to win the league now. So at least it's a move in the right direction. And after last season, that was an impressive finish. Hopefully we can go and do it again. This time, maybe going into the final season, we may yet get European football. Well, we've only just gone and done it again. We finish in 8th position, just outside the European playoffs once again. Just by the 1 point as well, losing our last game of the season, plus only 1 win in the last 5. That cost us a European spot, I think. We finished 1 point behind Lazio, who go to the Conference League, and Fiorentina just a couple of more points behind them as well, and Napoli not far behind. And look at Inter, well, they're just smashing it, aren't they, really? 101 points this season. Our goal difference has been a lot better as well, 61 goals scored. We did concede a little bit more, but our goal difference has improved no end. So just a league to concentrate on, really. We have a good start, even through September we do. 1 loss in October, and then we have 3 on the bounce in November. Inter, Torino and Napoli. However, we do draw with Atalanta in the following month, beat Udinese. Good win over Brescia as well. Fiorentina we lose in the following month in January, but we do have wins over Empoli, Cremonese and Genova. And then we lose to Inter again. 2-0 this time, 3-1 against Roma, and Sassuolo 2-1 as well. Although we did beat AC Milan away from home. That's incredible. They did have a player sent off though, but we'll take it. And then the last few games of the season, you can see we draw with Atalanta, beat Udinese, draw with Brescia and Brianza, but lose to Fiorentina. I mean, them games really did cost us. But we are getting closer to a European spot, and I'd like to say that we are the best of the rest outside the top 6, 7 even. The Italian Cup, we don't get past Spezia in the third round. We lose at 1-0. 88th minute winner from Kuda. That's disappointing, especially being at home. We've not really done that well in the domestic cups though, to be fair. So how have our players done this season? Not great. We're definitely struggling in the goals department. 17 goals for Renier, again from the cam position, 10 from Simeone. Nebel comes up with 5 and 6, not too bad, but it's not brilliant. We've really struggled for goals, it has to be said. We're not conceding many, but it's still landing us in a top half finish. I'm just wondering whether we should be going back to wingers maybe. A goalkeeper though only conceded 35 and 35, which suggests our other goalkeeper, Duplantis, he played a few games, 7 and 4. That's not too bad, 11 clean sheets. I mean, we're getting better, but it's still not brilliant though, is it? But we're doing enough, I feel, to land ourselves a European spot at the moment. And to help us next season, we've been given a mind-blowing £8 million. And we've got a fair bit of wages budget as well, nearly £100,000 a week. Contracts to sort out, that might not be 8 million by the time we're finished. We're going to have to rethink this formation, possibly, maybe, I don't know, 2 up front at this point. So not really much happening in the transfer window. After contracts were all done, we weren't left with very much, to be fair, but we still managed to bring in a couple of players on a couple of deals. And the first one is Antonio Serini, 18 years old. He's going to be our left back for this season. He's got some fantastic potential, and his pace and agility and his physicals look really good, apart from his jumping reach, but I'm not too concerned about that. The rest of it looks fine. Mentals look really nice as well, and I think he'll make a great addition. And like I say, 18 years old, got a long way to go. Tommaso Ravaglioli, I think that's how you pronounce it. I do apologise. Another striker. I felt like with Simeone, Bereth and Maldini and a couple of other players that could play in the striker position, they're not really that great. Simeone can do a job for us, but I just don't think he is our end player in that position. So 21-year-old Tommaso can come in. Finishing looks fantastic. Pace, acceleration, everything else looks really good for a striker. And that 21 years old, I'm quite happy to let him lead the line. He hasn't played a game for us this season so far because he's just coming out of injury, typically. So yes, hopefully he'll start putting the ball away as we continue our charge for a European spot. We are going to put Tommaso locked in at the striker role and Serini at the left back position as well. Other than that, everything else stays as it is, apart from we're going to have a shadow striker role here. We'll see what occurs going forward there. So far, so good. We've started the Serie A with a bounce. Bologna, we win 4-2. Cagliari 3-1. Cremonese 3-1. And Salento 3-1. Which sees us top of the table. Stop the clock. Pull the season. That's it. We win. If only. We'll see what everybody else does. But let's say AC Milan and Napoli are all unbeaten as well. Inter, though, have lost a game already to Lazio. Wow. But we've got a very good goal difference so far, so I'm relatively happy with that at the moment. However, we are climbing the table. We're about mid-table now, 150 to 1 now to win the league, sitting in 11th. I'm happy with that. We just want a top 7 finish and a European spot, and then I would class this as a very successful rebuild, and they can only go on up from here. So let's delve into our last season and see how we get on. Final season comes to a close and we've made it to the European competitions. We're in the Europa League, folks. That is fantastic. Palermo on the edge of non-existence and within 5 seasons have got themselves back into the Serie A and constantly in the top half, and finally we've made it into a European place. 6th position, 65 points, and if it wasn't for the fact we drew and lost our final game, we could have been sitting in a Champions League spot because we're only 3 points behind Atalanta, who finished there in 4th. That is a phenomenal season, and we scored 71 goals, conceding just 46 as well, which is even better. We've just gone from strength to strength, and for the first time in this rebuild as well, especially in the Serie A, we have got players in the top 3, even though it's just one player. Nibel gets 19 goals in the season. He also gets best player of the season. He also gets most assists in the season. And he gets second most player of the match awards as well. And Boselli as well, he gets most yellow cards. So can't argue with that either. I think they've done themselves proud this season. So after a very strong start, we carry on winning a few more games in September before losing our first one to AC Milan, and then we win 1 game in the next 7, 8 games. Wow, quite a lot of losses there, a couple of draws. But then we pull our socks up, get back into it, and with a few more wins. Granted, not against the bigger teams. Udinese will win 2-0. We do lose to Napoli though. We beat Parma 4-2 away from home, and then we slumped to yet and further 4 defeats in the next couple of months against the bigger teams. Roma, AC Milan, Juventus, and Sassuolo as well. We do beat Atalanta 2-0 though. That's phenomenal. And then the run into the season, we draw with Inter, beat Torino, beat Empoli, beat Parma again, Napoli we win, and it's Udinese we draw with. And the last game, Salernitana, I would have expected us to win that one, especially when we beat them 1-0 away from home. That cost us probably a Champions League spot. To say that in the same breath, that's amazing. And the Italian Cup, we get ourselves all the way to the semi-finals where we play Atalanta before losing out at home 2-1, an 81st minute winner, despite taking a 19th minute lead through Tommaso as well. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We were so close to getting to a domestic final as well, which would have been phenomenal as well to end a great rebuild. But we beat Juventus in the quarterfinals, actually, just seeing that. 2-1 after extra time. A Sarr own goal after Maldini put us ahead. All goals coming in extra time as well. Squad-wise though, Nabel top scores with 20 goals and 22 assists. I think that was a shadow striker role. And wow, hasn't he done us proud. 42 goal contributions in 42 games. That's phenomenal. And our striker Tommaso, 18 goals. I would have liked to have seen him get 20 plus, but 18 and 1. We'll take it for his first season. Reina as well, 7 and 6. I mean, nobody else really coming close. Our goalkeeper, Atubi, as well. 47 conceded and 41 with 10 clean sheets. Not bad. And what about some of our youngsters? Serini, how did he do? He looks like he's done pretty well. 39 games, 3 and 3. I mean, a lot of players getting some game time, and there's just a few that haven't, though. Devatek, we were trying to offload, I think, and Aurelio as well. Not much game time. And Beereth as well. It's kind of gone out with a whimper, really, in the end. And annoyingly, next season we've got just over £10 million. Absolutely brilliant. Our staffing though, we're still above average, which we probably would have expected. Let's have a look at the records. Did we break any in our stint here? Most points in the season, 90, 23-24 season. 23-24 most league wins, 28, same season. I think majority of these will be in that first season we had. Most league goals scored, 90 as well. Yeah, same season. 25 though, highest attendance against Inter, brilliant, and highest gate receipts against Atalanta in the Italian Cup semi-final. Also most goals by player in the season, 35 by Brunori, 23-24 season, the first season. He also gets most goals by a player in the season. Henderson gets 7.27 in the 23-24 season also. Just looking elsewhere. Fastest goal, 21 seconds by Beereth against Cagliari in Serie A. Second season in there, which isn't too bad as well. Most goals by player in a match, 3 Ranieri. He also gets most goals by player in a league match as well. Nabel gets most assists by player in the season, 22. Atubi, most clean sheets, 21. Nabel also gets most player of the match awards in a season, 11. Matches won in a row, 12. That's phenomenal. Is that our first season? That might have been the first season that we had. Games without losing, 12. Most matches lost in a row, 4. Most matches without scoring, 4. And most matches without conceding, 4. And we didn't top any highest transfers either. That's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Smash that like button as well. It really does help the channel an awful lot. And until the next rebuild, thank you for watching. Thank you.